Good morning, everyone. This is Marcus Webb, and you're tuned in to WKTR 101.5, your morning companion for the metro area. It's Monday, September 23rd, 7:42 in the morning. If you're just getting your coffee, heading out the door for your commute, welcome to what should be a fairly standard Monday. Except it's not looking standard at all. For those of you who use the subway system, and that's about 3 million people daily in this city, we're getting reports of significant delays on the Red Line. And I mean significant. We're talking complete stoppage of service between Downtown Station and North End. That's 12 stops, about 8 miles of track, completely shut down. My producer Sarah has been on the phone with the Transit Authority for the past 20 minutes trying to get details. All they're saying is there's been an incident at Central Station and they're investigating. Service suspended until further notice. Now, Central Station is the busiest hub in our entire subway system. It's where the red, blue, and green lines all converge. On a Monday morning at rush hour, you've got maybe 20,000 people moving through that station. If there's a problem there, it affects the entire network. Traffic on the surface streets is already responding to this. The downtown corridor is gridlocked. Everyone who would normally take the subway is in their cars or trying to catch buses. Route 9 southbound is backed up for 3 miles. The bridge is at a standstill. If you're trying to get into the city center this morning, you're looking at delays of an hour or more. Weather today is cloudy with a chance of rain this afternoon. High of 61 degrees. Typical September weather. Not that it matters much when you're stuck in traffic or waiting on a subway platform. Let me see if I can get more information about this subway situation. Sarah, any updates? She's shaking her head. The Transit Authority is not providing details. Just that service is suspended and they're working to resolve the issue. This is frustrating. 3 million daily riders, and we can't get a straight answer about why the system is down. I'm checking social media now. Twitter is blowing up with posts from people at Central Station. Someone posted a photo from the platform. It's packed. I mean, shoulder to shoulder packed with commuters who can't get on trains. The caption says they've been waiting for 40 minutes with no information from station staff. Another post from someone who says they were on a train that got stopped in the tunnel just before Central Station. They've been sitting in the dark for 30 minutes. The lights keep flickering. No announcement from the conductor. People are getting anxious. That's concerning. Being stuck in a subway tunnel is never pleasant, but especially not when you don't know why or for how long. It's 7:56 a.m. I'm seeing more posts now. Someone claiming to work at Central Station is saying there was a medical emergency on the platform around 7:15 a.m. Transit police and paramedics responded. But apparently, the situation escalated somehow and they evacuated the platform. Evacuated the platform at Central Station during morning rush hour. That's thousands of people being told to leave. Where do they go? The station has 6 exits, but they all dump out onto streets that are already congested. Sarah just got a text from her friend who works downtown. She says there are police cars everywhere around Central Station. Multiple units, lights flashing. She can see an ambulance too, but it's not moving. Just parked on the street with the back doors open. A medical emergency that requires evacuating an entire subway station. That's not a heart attack or someone fainting. That's something more serious. Traffic update. Route 9 is now completely stopped in both directions near the downtown exits. The bridge is reporting a 45-minute delay. Alternative routes are Route 7 and the tunnel, but both are experiencing heavy volume. If you're not already on your way to work, I'd suggest calling in and working from home today if that's an option. This is going to be a nightmare commute. It's 8:09 a.m. I'm getting an email from a listener. Her name is Patricia, and she says her daughter was at Central Station this morning. She called Patricia about 30 minutes ago, crying, saying something happened on the platform, and everyone started running. Patricia hasn't been able to reach her daughter since. The call dropped, And now it goes straight to voicemail. Patricia, if you're listening, I'm sure your daughter is okay. Cell service in the subway stations can be spotty, especially when there are thousands of people all trying to use their phones at once. The towers get overloaded. Keep trying. She probably got out with everyone else and is trying to find another way to work. But I can hear the worry in Patricia's email. A parent's worst fear is not being able to reach their child when something's wrong. More posts from Central Station. Someone recorded video on their phone. I'm watching it now. It's chaotic. The platform is in panic mode. People are shoving, pushing toward the exits. Someone's screaming in the background. You can't see what started it, but the fear is contagious. Everyone's running. The video cuts off. Another post from someone who made it out. They're saying they saw someone on the platform acting crazy. Their words, attacking people. They say this person looked sick, was making strange sounds, and just lunged at people randomly. I don't know what to make of that. Could be someone having a mental health crisis. Could be someone on drugs. Could be exaggeration or misinterpretation in a chaotic situation. It's 8:23 a.m. and the Transit Authority just released a statement. Let me read it to you. Due to an ongoing incident at Central Station, subway service on the red, blue, and green lines has been temporarily suspended. Commuters are advised to seek alternative transportation. We are working with emergency services to resolve the situation as quickly as possible. Updates will be provided as they become available. That's it. That's all they're saying. Ongoing incident. No details, no timeline. Sarah's monitoring the police scanner now. She's hearing chatter about multiple units at Central Station. References to crowd control and aggressive individual. One transmission mentioned requesting backup from additional precincts. Backup from additional precincts for a medical emergency? That seems excessive. I'm also hearing that service has been suspended on portions of the Orange Line now. That's the line that connects to Central Station from the east side. They're not giving a reason for that suspension, just saying it's a precautionary measure. Precautionary against what? It's 8:37 a.m. Traffic continues to be a disaster. The entire downtown area is essentially gridlocked. Buses are stuck in traffic and running hours behind schedule. Taxi services are surging prices due to demand. Ride-sharing apps are showing wait times of over an hour. The city's transportation infrastructure has effectively collapsed because of whatever happened at Central Station. I'm seeing reports now from other stations. Someone at Downtown Station, 2 stops south of Central, says there's unusual activity there too. Transit police are closing off platforms. They're not letting people enter the station. No explanation given. Another report from North End Station. Same thing. Police presence. Station being cleared. They're shutting down the entire Red Line. All of it. Every station from one end to the other. That's 32 stations. That's the main artery through the city. And it's completely shut down. Sarah just got through to someone at City Hall. Off the record, not for broadcast. She's debating whether to tell me what they said. She's telling me. The source says there's been a violent incident at Central Station involving multiple people. Several injuries. They're treating it as a potential terrorism situation until they know more. Terrorism. That word changes everything. That means federal involvement. That means the city goes on high alert. That means everything becomes about security and containment. But I can't report that. It's unconfirmed. It's secondhand. If I put that out there and it's wrong, I'm causing panic for no reason. I need to stick to what I can verify. It's 8:52 a.m. The mayor is holding a press conference at 9:30 a.m. That's in 38 minutes. Hopefully, we'll get real information then. In the meantime, the city is in chaos. Millions of people are trying to figure out how to get where they need to go. Schools are reporting students absent because parents can't get them there. Businesses are operating with skeleton crews because employees can't make it in. and nobody knows why. Nobody knows what happened at Central Station. It was serious enough to shut down the entire subway system. I'm getting more emails from listeners. People stuck in tunnels. People stranded at stations. People who were at Central and are traumatized by whatever they saw. One email stands out. It's from someone named Thomas. He was on the platform at Central Station when it happened. He says he saw someone, a man in a business suit, collapse on the platform. People rushed over to help, and the man got back up. But Thomas says he didn't look right. His eyes were different, unfocused, and he attacked the people who were trying to help him. Just started biting them. Biting. Thomas says he ran. Everyone ran. But in the panic, people were getting trampled. He made it out, but he saw at least 3 or 4 people on the ground, injured. And he saw that man who was biting people get taken down by transit police. But not before he'd attacked several others. Biting, that's what multiple people are reporting now. An attack involving biting. That's not terrorism. That's not a mental health crisis. That's something else. It's 9:07 a.m., and I'm starting to piece together a timeline. Around 7:15 a.m., someone collapsed at Central Station. When they revived, they became violent and attacked people, using biting as the primary method. This caused a panic. People stampeded trying to escape. Some were injured in the crush. Transit police responded. They subdued the attacker. But by then, the damage was done. Multiple people bitten. Multiple people injured in the stampede. The platform was evacuated. And then, for some reason, they shut down not just Central Station, but the entire Red Line, and portions of other lines. And they're treating this as a major emergency. Why? What aren't they telling us? I think about Patricia's daughter. I think about all the people who were there, who witnessed this, who are traumatized. And I think about the people who were bitten. It's 9:19 a.m., 11 minutes until the mayor speaks. Sarah's got the feed ready from City Hall. The city is holding its breath, waiting for answers. It's 9:28 a.m., 2 minutes until the mayor's press conference. The news helicopters are up, circling downtown. I can see the feeds on the monitors here. Central Station has a police perimeter around it. Multiple blocks cordoned off. No one's being allowed in. The feed from City Hall is live. I can see the press room filling up. Every local media outlet is there. Some national outlets too. I recognize the CNN and Fox News logos. Mayor James Patterson is stepping up to the podium now. He's flanked by the police chief, the fire chief, and someone I don't recognize. Woman in a suit, looks federal. The mayor begins. He thanks everyone for coming. He acknowledges that the subway shutdown has caused massive disruption, and he apologizes for the inconvenience. But he says it was necessary for public safety. He confirms there was a violent incident at Central Station at approximately 7:15 this morning. One individual attacked several people on the platform. Multiple injuries resulted, both from the attack and from the subsequent evacuation. The individual who initiated the attack has been taken into custody and is receiving medical attention. The people who were attacked are also receiving treatment at area hospitals. A reporter interrupts, asks what kind of attack, what weapon was used. The mayor pauses. He looks uncomfortable. He says that the attacker used no weapon. The attack was physical in nature. He doesn't elaborate. Another reporter asks about the subway closure. Why shut down the entire system for one incident at one station? The mayor turns to the woman in the suit. She's introduced as Dr. Sarah Mitchell, Centers for Disease Control. The CDC is here for a subway incident. That doesn't make sense unless Dr. Mitchell explains that several of the people who were attacked are showing unusual symptoms. Symptoms that developed rapidly within an hour of the attack. The symptoms include fever, disorientation, and aggressive behavior. They're concerned that the attacker may have been suffering from an infectious disease. And that disease may have been transmitted to the victims through the attack. Through biting. She doesn't say it, but that's what she means. Dr. Mitchell says that out of an abundance of caution, they've closed the subway system to prevent potential spread. They're working to identify all individuals who were at Central Station this morning. Anyone who was there should call the health department hotline immediately. The room erupts. Reporters shouting questions. What disease? How many people are infected? Is this contagious? Is the city safe? The mayor tries to restore order. He says they don't have all the answers yet. They're investigating. Testing is being done. Results will take time. He's asking people to remain calm, to trust the authorities, to follow official guidance. But the damage is done. The word is out. Infectious disease. Subway shutdown. CDC involvement. The press conference ends abruptly. The officials leave the podium quickly. Reporters are still shouting questions. I'm back in the studio. It's 9:51 a.m. An infectious disease transmitted through biting. People developing symptoms within an hour. Aggressive behavior. Sarah and I are looking at each other. We're both thinking the same thing, but neither of us wants to say it out loud. This sounds like something out of a horror movie. This sounds like, no. I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to stick to facts. Fact, there was an attack at Central Station. Fact, the attacker bit people. Fact, the victims are showing rapid onset of symptoms. Fact, the CDC is involved. Fact, the entire subway system is shut down. Traffic is getting worse, not better. With no subway, the roads are overwhelmed. There are accidents being reported on every major route. Fender benders that normally would be cleared quickly are causing massive backups because there's nowhere for traffic to go. The mayor has declared a traffic emergency and is asking non-essential workers to stay home. It's 10:04 a.m. The health department hotline that Dr. Mitchell mentioned is already overwhelmed. People calling trying to figure out if they were at Central Station, if they're at risk, what they should do. Social media is exploding. The hashtag Central Station Incident is trending nationally. Everyone's sharing theories, speculation, fear. Some people are posting that they saw the attack, describing it in graphic detail. One video is circulating, filmed on someone's phone. It shows a man in a business suit on the ground, surrounded by transit police. He's restrained, but still struggling, making sounds that don't sound human. The video is disturbing, but it's spreading fast. Millions of views already. I'm getting emails from listeners asking if this is real, if it's as serious as it sounds, if they should be worried. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know how serious this is. I don't know if it's contained or if it's spreading. What I do know is that the authorities are treating it as serious. Very serious. Sarah's monitoring the police scanner. She's hearing reports of disturbances at hospitals. Multiple hospitals. People who were at Central Station this morning are showing up at emergency rooms with symptoms. And those symptoms are matching what Dr. Mitchell described. Fever, disorientation, aggression. It's 10:23 a.m., and I need to talk about what happens if this is contagious. If it spreads through contact or through bodily fluids. If everyone who was bitten can transmit it to others. Central Station has roughly 20,000 people passing through during morning rush hour. Most of those people left before the attack. But some were there. Some witnessed it. Some were in the crowd that stampeded. If any of them are infected and don't know it yet, if they went to work or school or home, they're spreading it. That's exponential growth. That's how outbreaks become epidemics. The subway system is a perfect vector for disease spread. Enclosed spaces, recycled air, people packed together, touching the same poles, the same handrails, the same doors. If this disease is on the subway, it could spread through the entire city in days. I'm seeing reports now that other subway stations are being closed. Not just red line stations. Blue line, green line, orange line. The transit authority is systematically shutting down the entire network. That suggests they've found something. Evidence of contamination, maybe, or more infected individuals. It's 10:41 a.m. Sarah just got a call from her friend at the hospital. She's a nurse at County General. She says they've received 8 patients from Central Station this morning, all showing the same symptoms. All 8 are in isolation. Medical staff are wearing full protective equipment. Hazmat suits, respirators, the works. One of the 8 attacked a nurse. Had to be physically restrained. They've sedated all of them now to prevent further incidents. 8 people. At one hospital. How many other hospitals have patients? How many total are infected? The numbers are growing. Traffic is at a complete standstill in most of downtown. The mayor has asked the National Guard to assist with traffic management. They're being deployed to major intersections. National Guard. For a subway closure. That's how serious this has become. It's 10:58 a.m. I've been on the air for over 3 hours, covering this story as it develops. I'm exhausted. My voice is getting rough, but I can't stop. People are depending on this information. Let me take a breath and give you a comprehensive update. A violent attack occurred at Central Station at 7:15 a.m. The attacker bit multiple people. Those victims developed rapid symptoms including fever, disorientation, and aggression. The CDC is investigating a possible infectious disease. The entire subway system has been shut down. Multiple people are hospitalized in isolation. The city has declared a traffic emergency. The National Guard has been activated. That's where we are at 11 a.m. on a Monday morning that started normally and descended into crisis. Weather update. The clouds have moved in. It's starting to rain. Light drizzle. Temperature is 59 degrees. The rain is making the traffic situation even worse. Sarah's showing me something on her computer. The CDC has released a public health advisory. They're asking anyone who was at Central Station between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. this morning to self-quarantine at home. Do not go to work or school. Do not have contact with others. Monitor yourself for symptoms. Symptoms to watch for: fever above 101 degrees, severe headache, confusion, unusual aggression, or behavioral changes. If you develop symptoms, do not go to a hospital. Call 911 and wait for medical personnel to come to you. That last part is important. Don't go to the hospital. That means they're worried about infected people showing up and spreading it in medical facilities. It's 11:17 a.m., and I'm seeing the first reports of panic buying. Grocery stores are being overwhelmed. People stocking up on food, water, supplies. The usual crisis response. This happens every time there's a threat. Hurricane coming. People buy bread and milk. Pandemic threat. People buy toilet paper and canned goods. I understand the impulse. You want to feel prepared? You want to feel like you're doing something. But the authorities haven't said this is that kind of emergency. Haven't said to stock up or prepare for extended isolation. Not yet anyway. It's 11:34 a.m., and the situation is evolving rapidly. Sarah's getting reports of people trapped in subway tunnels. Not in trains, but actually in the tunnels themselves. People who evacuated stations, but went down into the tunnels instead of up to the street. Why would anyone do that? Panic makes people do irrational things. When everyone's running one direction, some people run the other way. When the platform is chaos, the dark tunnel might seem safer. But now they're stuck down there, in the dark, in tunnels that stretch for miles under the city, with no way out except through stations that are being sealed off by police. The transit authority is sending teams into the tunnels to search for people, but it's dangerous work. The tunnels are maze-like. There's electrical equipment, moving trains that were stopped mid-route, structural hazards. And if infected people are down there, if the disease is spreading in those enclosed spaces, the rescue teams are at risk. I'm getting emails from people who have family members unaccounted for. Husbands who took the subway to work and haven't called. Wives who should have arrived hours ago. Children who normally text from the train, but have been silent. Cell service in the tunnels is non-existent. If someone's down there, they can't call for help. They can't let anyone know where they are. They're just lost in the dark beneath the city. It's 11:49 a.m. The CDC is holding another briefing at noon. That's 11 minutes from now. Dr. Mitchell is expected to provide updates on the disease investigation. Traffic has not improved. If anything, it's worse. The rain is getting heavier. Visibility is poor. Multiple accidents are being reported. The bridges are closed due to congestion. The tunnels are at capacity. The city is effectively paralyzed. Sarah's showing me footage from a news helicopter. It's aerial video of Central Station and the surrounding blocks. The police perimeter has expanded. They've closed off 6 blocks in every direction. No one in or out. That's not just contamination control. That's quarantine. Inside that perimeter are office buildings, apartment buildings, shops, restaurants. How many people are trapped in there? Thousands, certainly. Are they infected? Are they just in the wrong place at the wrong time? How long will they have to stay? The feed from City Hall is going live. It's noon. Dr. Mitchell is at the podium. She looks more stressed than she did this morning. She confirms that the disease has been tentatively identified as a novel pathogen, something they haven't seen before. The lab work is still ongoing, but preliminary results show it's not any known virus or bacteria. It appears to be transmitted through bodily fluids, primarily through bites or direct blood contact. The incubation period is extremely short, less than an hour in most cases. Once symptoms manifest, they progress rapidly. She's describing the progression. Stage 1, fever and headache. Stage 2, disorientation and behavioral changes. Stage 3, complete loss of cognitive function and extreme aggression. Stage 3 patients are non-responsive to verbal communication. They exhibit violent behavior toward others. They appear to be driven by an urge to bite or attack. She doesn't use the word zombie, but that's what everyone's thinking. That's what's on social media. That's what people are saying. Dr. Mitchell is asked about treatment. Is there a cure? She says they're working on it. They're testing various antiviral and antibacterial medications. Nothing has shown significant effectiveness yet. Once a patient reaches stage 3, they've seen no recovery. The neurological damage appears to be permanent. Someone asks how many people are infected. Dr. Mitchell hesitates. She says that as of this morning, they had 8 confirmed cases in hospitals. But there have been additional reports throughout the day. The number is likely higher, potentially much higher. They're working to identify everyone who was at Central Station. They're doing contact tracing for all confirmed cases. But it's difficult because of how many people use the subway system. The conference ends with an urgent plea. Anyone who was at Central Station this morning, please self-quarantine immediately. Anyone experiencing symptoms, call for medical help, but do not leave your home. I'm back in the studio. It's 12:19 p.m. A novel pathogen, transmitted through bites, causes permanent brain damage. No known treatment. This is catastrophic. This is the nightmare scenario that public health officials train for, but hope never happens. Sarah's crying. She's trying to hide it, but I can see. This is overwhelming for everyone. I take a moment. I drink some water. I gather myself. Then I continue broadcasting because that's what people need. They need information. They need a voice that's steady, even when the world is falling apart. It's 12:33 p.m. I'm seeing reports that schools are being closed. The mayor has ordered all public schools to dismiss immediately. Parents are being told to pick up their children. That's going to create more traffic chaos. But it's the right call. If this disease is spreading, schools are vulnerable. Kids in close contact all day, sharing supplies, touching the same surfaces. Better to get them home before it reaches them. Businesses are starting to close too. Offices sending workers home. Stores shutting down early. The city is emptying out. Everyone's trying to get home. Get safe. Get away from the threat. But the threat might already be in their office, their store, their school. Might be the person sitting next to them who took the subway this morning. It's 12:51 p.m. Sarah's friend at the hospital called again. The situation there is deteriorating. The 8 patients they had this morning are now 12. 4 more came in during the last hour. All of them reached stage 3. All of them had to be sedated and restrained. One broke through the restraints and injured 2 medical staff before being subdued. The hospital is running out of isolation rooms. They're converting regular rooms, setting up temporary containment areas. But they're not designed for this. They're not equipped for violent, infected patients who need constant physical restraint. Medical staff are terrified. Some are refusing to treat the infected patients. Some have left the hospital entirely, going home to their families. The healthcare system is starting to crack. It's 1:07 p.m., and I need to address something. People are asking why this is happening. Where did this disease come from? Is it natural or man-made? Is it terrorism or accident? I don't know. Nobody knows yet. The CDC is investigating, but they don't have answers. What I can tell you is that it doesn't matter right now. The why can be figured out later. Right now, we need to focus on stopping the spread, surviving, protecting ourselves and each other. Traffic is finally starting to ease in some areas. People have reached their destinations or given up trying. The roads are still bad, but not the total gridlock we saw earlier. The rain continues, steady now. The sky is dark gray. It feels appropriate somehow. The weather matching the mood of the city. It's 1:23 p.m. I've been broadcasting for almost 6 hours straight. I need a break. Sarah's going to take over for a few minutes while I step away. When I come back, I'll have updates on the tunnel rescue operations and the latest infection numbers. Stay with us on WKTR 101.5. It's 1:47 p.m. I'm back after a brief break. While I was gone, the situation continued to deteriorate. Sarah's been updating listeners, but let me recap for anyone just tuning in. The subway system remains completely shut down. A disease outbreak that started at Central Station this morning has now spread to multiple locations across the city. The CDC confirms at least 50 people are infected, with that number growing. The disease causes rapid neurological damage. Infected individuals become violent and aggressive. They attack others, primarily through biting. There is no known treatment. Once someone reaches the final stage, they don't recover. The mayor has declared a state of emergency. The National Guard is being deployed throughout the city. A 6-block quarantine zone has been established around Central Station. That's where we are at 1:47 p.m. on what has become the worst day in this city's modern history. Sarah's monitoring multiple information sources. Police scanner, hospital contacts, social media. The reports are coming in faster than we can process them. There are infected individuals being reported at locations across the city. Not just people who were at Central Station this morning. Second-generation infections. People who were bitten by the original victims and are now symptomatic themselves. That means the disease is spreading community-wide. We're past containment. We're in outbreak territory now. Traffic has mostly cleared, but not because things are normal, because people have abandoned their cars. The streets are littered with empty vehicles. People just left them and ran, trying to get home on foot, trying to get somewhere they feel safe. The rain has let up a bit, just a drizzle now. Temperature has dropped to 56 degrees. It's cold and damp and miserable out there. It's 2:04 p.m. The tunnel rescue operations are underway, but it's slow going. The Transit Authority estimates there could be anywhere from 100 to 300 people in the tunnels. Some in groups, some alone, some injured, some healthy. some possibly infected. The rescue teams are going in with full protective equipment. They're working in the dark with flashlights and emergency lighting. The power to the tracks has been cut, but there's still danger from third rails and other equipment. And they're finding bodies. People who were trampled in the panic. People who fell onto the tracks. People who died from injuries or from infection. The death toll is rising, but we don't have official numbers yet. I'm seeing video from inside one of the tunnels. Someone in the rescue team filmed it on their helmet camera. It's dark, claustrophobic. Water dripping from the ceiling. The sound of voices echoing in the distance. And they find a group of people huddled together. About 15 of them. Scared, cold, wet, but alive. The rescue team is leading them back to the nearest station, to safety. It's good to see some positive outcome in all this horror. But for every group they find alive, they find others that aren't. The tunnels are becoming a morgue. It's 2:21 p.m. The hospitals are overwhelmed. County General, Mercy Hospital, St. Joseph's, all of them are turning away non-critical patients. They're dedicating whole resources to handling the infected. But they're running out of resources. Sedatives to keep infected patients calm. Restraints to keep them from hurting themselves or others. Protective equipment for staff. All of it in short supply. And the medical personnel are exhausted. They've been dealing with this crisis for 7 hours straight. No breaks. No rest. Constant stress and danger. Some hospitals are requesting military support. Asking for National Guard medics to supplement their staff. Asking for supplies to be airlifted in. This is a war footing. Treating the outbreak like a military operation, because that's what it's become. Sarah just handed me a report. The CDC has updated their infection count. They're now estimating over 200 infected individuals citywide. That number is based on hospital admissions and field reports. The actual number could be much higher. 200 people. In 7 hours. And each one of them is capable of infecting others. The exponential growth is happening exactly as epidemiologists predicted. It's 2:38 p.m., and I need to talk about what's happening in the quarantine zone around Central Station. The 6-block perimeter that police established. There are people trapped inside. Office workers who were at their desks when the lockdown happened. Residents who live in the apartments. Shoppers who are in the stores. Nobody in or out. Police and National Guard enforcing the perimeter with checkpoints and barricades. The people inside are understandably upset. They're not infected. They're not sick. They're just in the wrong place. And now they're prisoners. But the authorities have no choice. They can't risk infected individuals escaping the zone and spreading the disease further. They can't let potentially exposed people leave without screening. So everyone stays. For how long, nobody knows. I'm seeing footage from inside the zone. Someone in an apartment building filming from their window. The streets below are empty, except for the occasional police vehicle. It's like a ghost town in the middle of a living city. People are hanging signs in windows. We need food. We need medicine. Please help us. The city is working on a plan to deliver supplies. But it's complicated. How do you get food and water to thousands of people without breaking quarantine? How do you maintain isolation while providing humanitarian aid? These are questions nobody thought they'd have to answer. It's 2:56 p.m. The mayor is holding another press conference at 3 p.m. Sarah's got the feed ready. In the meantime, I want to address the rumors and misinformation that's spreading almost as fast as the disease. People are saying this is a bioweapon. A government experiment gone wrong. A terrorist attack. A curse or divine punishment. None of that is confirmed. The CDC says it's a novel pathogen, meaning new to science. It could be natural mutation. It could be zoonotic, jumping from animals to humans. We don't know the origin yet. What we do know is that it's real. It's spreading, and we need to focus on stopping it, not on conspiracy theories. The press conference is starting. It's 3:01 p.m. Mayor Patterson is at the podium. He looks like he's aged 10 years since this morning. He confirms that the city is now in a state of emergency. All non-essential businesses are ordered to close. A curfew is being implemented from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Anyone on the streets during curfew without authorization will be subject to arrest. The subway system will remain closed indefinitely. Bus service is being suspended. The city is essentially shutting down all public transportation. People are being urged to stay home. Do not go out unless absolutely necessary. If you must go out, avoid contact with others. Maintain distance. Watch for symptoms. The National Guard deployment is expanding. They'll be patrolling streets, enforcing the curfew, maintaining order. The mayor is very clear about this. Violence or looting will not be tolerated. The Guard has authority to use force if necessary. Someone asks about the quarantine zone. How long will it last? The mayor says indefinitely, until they can screen everyone inside and confirm they're not infected. Until the disease is contained. That could be days, could be weeks. Another question about the infected. How many are there? How many deaths? The mayor defers to Dr. Mitchell. She says the infection count is over 300 now. Deaths are estimated at 40 to 50, but that number is uncertain. Many bodies haven't been recovered yet from the subway tunnels. 300 infected, 50 dead, and counting. The conference ends. The mayor looks defeated, like he knows he's presiding over a disaster that's beyond his ability to manage. I'm back in the studio. It's 3:24 p.m. 300 infected people in the city, each one a danger to everyone around them, each one spreading the disease further. And night is coming. In less than 3 hours, the curfew begins. The city goes dark, and infected people will be out there in the darkness. It's 3:41 p.m. The afternoon is wearing on. The rain has stopped, but the sky remains dark and overcast. Temperature is holding at 55 degrees. It's going to be a cold night. Sarah's been in contact with several listeners who are trapped in various situations. One family is in their apartment in the quarantine zone. They have food for maybe 2 days. After that, they'll need supplies or they'll starve. Another listener is stuck at his office building. He can see infected people on the street below. They're wandering, moving in these strange jerky motions. Not quite walking, not quite running, just moving with an unsettling gait. He's watching one of them attack a police car, pounding on the windows, trying to get at the officers inside. The officers are just sitting there, not engaging. Eventually, the infected person loses interest and wanders away. That's the advice authorities are giving. If you encounter an infected individual, do not engage. Do not try to help. Do not approach. Just avoid them and call 911. But 911 is overwhelmed. Call volume is 10 times normal. Wait times are over an hour. By the time help arrives, the situation has usually changed. People are on their own, having to make life or death decisions without guidance or support. It's 3:58 p.m. The tunnel rescue operations are winding down. The teams have been down there for hours. They've found and rescued about 200 people, but they estimate they've only covered about 60% of the tunnel network. That means there could be more people still down there, in the dark, lost or hiding, waiting for rescue that might not come before nightfall. The Transit Authority is making the difficult decision to pull the rescue teams out. It's too dangerous to continue operations after dark. The tunnels become even more hazardous. And if there are infected people down there, the teams are at extreme risk. So anyone still in the tunnels will have to survive the night alone, in the cold and the dark, with potential infected nearby. It's a death sentence for some of them, but the authorities are weighing that against risking more rescue workers. There's no good choice. Sarah's showing me social media. The mood has shifted from fear to anger. People are demanding answers, demanding action. demanding the government do something to stop this. But what can they do? The disease spreads too fast. The infected are too dangerous. The infrastructure of the city has collapsed. There's no easy solution, no magic cure, just hard choices and terrible outcomes. It's 4:16 p.m., less than 2 hours until curfew. People are making final trips to grocery stores, pharmacies, anywhere they can get supplies. The stores that are still open are experiencing panic buying. Shelves are empty. Bread, milk, canned goods, batteries, all gone. Some stores have run out of bottled water. People are buying whatever they can carry. There are reports of fights breaking out. Arguments over the last package of something. Shoving matches. In one case, someone pulled a gun in a dispute over toilet paper. The social fabric is fraying. Civilization is a thin veneer, and it's cracking. The National Guard is being deployed to major stores to maintain order. Armed soldiers standing guard while people shop. It's surreal. It's 4:33 p.m. Sarah's friend at the hospital called with an update. The number of infected patients there is now at 32. They've had to convert an entire wing of the hospital into isolation wards. Several medical staff members have been infected. Despite wearing protective equipment, despite following protocols, the disease got through. Probably through a small breach in a suit, a torn glove, a compromised mask. Once staff members get infected, they have to be isolated just like patients. That reduces the workforce further. The remaining staff is stretched impossibly thin. The hospital is considering closing entirely, just shutting down and evacuating all non-infected patients to other facilities. They can't safely operate anymore. If major hospitals start closing, the healthcare system collapses completely. Then what happens to people who have heart attacks, strokes, accidents? Where do they go? The cascade effects of this outbreak are devastating every system we depend on. It's 4:51 p.m. The sun is setting. You can see it behind the clouds, a dim glow on the horizon. In about 30 minutes, it'll be dark. And 1 hour after that, curfew begins. The streets will be empty except for police and National Guard. Anyone else out there will be either infected or breaking curfew. I'm advising everyone listening, get home now. If you're not home, get there as fast as you can. Once curfew hits, you do not want to be outside. Traffic is actually moving now. Everyone has the same idea. The rush to get home before curfew creates a mini rush hour. But it's orderly. People are being careful. Nobody wants to get in an accident and be stuck outside when night falls. It's 5:09 p.m. Full darkness now. The streetlights are coming on. The city looks almost normal from a distance. But up close, you can see it's anything but empty streets, closed businesses, police vehicles on every corner, National Guard trucks parked at intersections, and infected people wandering in the shadows. Not many yet, but they're out there, moving through the city like ghosts. Sarah's monitoring police radio. There are reports of infected individuals all over the city. Downtown, midtown, the suburbs, everywhere. The disease has spread far beyond the initial outbreak zone. Each report includes a location and a description. Male, approximately 30, aggressive behavior, near the corner of 5th and Main. Female, elderly, attacking parked cars on Market Street. The police are responding, but they're overwhelmed. They can't get to every call. They're prioritizing threats to large groups of people over isolated incidents. If an infected person is on a residential street threatening homes, that's high priority. If one is wandering an empty parking lot, that's low priority. It's a triage system. Save who you can. Except that you can't save everyone. It's 5:28 p.m. 32 minutes until curfew. I'm going to stay on the air through the night. Sarah's staying with me. We're locked in the studio with supplies. We're safe here. And we're going to keep broadcasting, providing updates, providing a voice in the darkness. letting people know they're not alone. Because that's what people need right now. Connection, reassurance, the knowledge that someone's still out there, still functioning, still trying to help. The emails are still coming in. People thanking us for staying on. People asking questions. People just wanting to be heard. One email says simply, "Please don't stop broadcasting. Your voice is the only thing keeping me sane." That hits hard. The responsibility of it, but also the privilege. Being able to help in some small way during this catastrophe. It's 5:47 p.m., 13 minutes until curfew. The city is going quiet. The last few people are reaching their destinations. Doors are being locked. Lights are being turned off in some places, left on in others. Some people want the darkness to hide. Others want the light to feel safe. I understand both impulses. It's 5:59 p.m., 1 minute until curfew. Sarah and I are watching the clock, watching the feeds, watching the city transform from a living metropolis to a lockdown zone. 6 p.m., curfew in effect. The city is silent. It's 6:14 p.m. The curfew has been in effect for 14 minutes. The streets are empty, completely empty. It's eerie watching the traffic cameras. Major intersections that would normally be packed with cars are deserted. Just the occasional police car or National Guard vehicle passing through. And the infected. You can see them on the cameras, moving through the streets, alone or in small groups. They seem drawn to light and sound. When a vehicle passes, they follow it. When they hear a noise, they move toward it. Their behavior is disturbing. They don't move like normal people. There's something off about the gait, the posture, like puppets with broken strings. Sarah's monitoring police radio. The calls are constant. Infected individuals all over the city, breaking into buildings, attacking anyone they encounter. The police and National Guard are responding to the most critical situations. There are reports of gunfire. Officers engaging infected who pose immediate threats. The policy is to avoid lethal force when possible, but sometimes there's no choice. When someone is actively attacking civilians, when containment has failed, when lives are at immediate risk, they shoot. Each gunshot is a person who woke up this morning as a normal human, and ended the day as a victim of a disease we don't understand. It's 6:32 p.m. I'm getting reports of power outages. Not widespread yet, but scattered across the city. Transformers failing. Substations going offline. The power grid is struggling. Whether it's from increased demand, from damage, or from lack of maintenance as utility workers stay home, the result is the same. Darkness spreading across neighborhoods. When the power goes, people lose light, heat, communication. They're isolated in the dark, and that's when fear really takes hold. Sarah's trying to get information from the power company about how widespread the outages are and whether they're going to be fixed. No response yet. It's 6:49 p.m. I need to talk about what happens next. What tomorrow looks like. What the coming days and weeks might bring. The CDC is working on understanding the disease. They're analyzing samples, running tests, trying to develop treatments or vaccines. But that takes time. Weeks or months, not hours or days. In the meantime, the infection will continue to spread. Each infected person can infect others. The math is exponential. At some point, the authorities will have to make difficult decisions about quarantine enforcement, about resource allocation, about who gets help and who doesn't. We're already seeing that. Hospitals turning away patients, police prioritizing calls, rescue teams pulled out of tunnels. As the situation gets worse, those choices become even harder. I don't say this to scare anyone. I say it so people can prepare mentally, so they understand what we're facing. This isn't going to be over quickly. This isn't going to be easy. We're in for a long, difficult struggle. It's 7:04 p.m., 3 hours into curfew. The city remains quiet on the surface. But I'm seeing reports of activity in apartment buildings, office towers, places where people are sheltering. Arguments, fights, panic, people turning on each other as stress and fear overwhelm rational thought. In one building, someone thought their neighbor might be infected and tried to force them out. It escalated into violence. Police had to respond. In another location, people are hoarding resources, taking more than their share of food or water, creating conflicts with others in the same building. The crisis is bringing out the worst in some people, but also the best in others. I'm hearing stories of neighbors helping neighbors, sharing supplies, checking on elderly residents, organizing security watches. Humanity in crisis reveals itself, both the darkness and the light. It's 7:23 p.m. Sarah just got word that the power outages are spreading. What started as isolated incidents is becoming more widespread. Entire neighborhoods going dark. The power company is saying they don't have enough workers to make repairs. Too many people stayed home. Too many are sick or scared. Critical infrastructure is failing because the people who run it can't or won't do their jobs. If power goes out across the city, we lose everything. Communication systems, water pumping, heat, refrigeration. Everything depends on electricity. We could be looking at a complete collapse of urban infrastructure. Sarah's making calls, trying to get generators for the station. We need to stay on air. People depend on this broadcast. It's 7:41 p.m. The infection count from the CDC is now over 800. That's not a confirmed count of every infected individual. That's based on hospital admissions and field reports. The actual number is certainly higher. 800 people in 12 hours. And each of them is potentially infecting others. The disease is spreading faster than anyone anticipated. Faster than can be contained with current resources. I'm seeing discussions on social media about whether the city should be completely quarantined. Lock down all roads in and out. Prevent anyone from leaving. Keep the infection contained to this one location. That would mean sacrificing this city to save others. Millions of people trapped with the spreading plague. Left to survive or die while the outside world watches. It's a horrifying thought, but it might be necessary. It might be the only way to prevent this from becoming a national or global catastrophe. I don't know if authorities are considering it. I don't know if they have the legal authority or practical capability to implement it. But it's being discussed. It's on the table. It's 8:02 p.m., 4 hours into curfew. The night feels endless already. How do we get through the next 10 hours until dawn? How do the people trapped in the quarantine zone get through it? The people in darkened buildings with infected outside? The people who are running out of food, water, medicine? How do the police and National Guard maintain order when they're exhausted and scared and facing an enemy they can't reason with? I don't have answers. I just have questions. And the gnawing fear that things are going to get much worse before they get better. Sarah's monitoring hospital communications. The news is grim. County General is closing. They can't safely operate anymore. Too many infected patients. Too few staff. They're evacuating non-infected patients to other facilities and shutting down. That's the largest hospital in the city. Closed. Gone. No longer available for anyone who needs medical care. How many people will die because there's no hospital to take them to? How many heart attacks, strokes, accidents will become fatalities because emergency care isn't available? It's 8:24 p.m. I'm exhausted. I've been broadcasting for over 12 hours. My voice is nearly gone. My eyes are burning. Every part of me wants to stop, to rest, to escape this nightmare. But I can't. People are listening. People need this. So I keep going. Sarah brings me coffee. Strong and black. It helps. A little. It's 8:47 p.m. We're getting reports of a major incident. A large group of infected, maybe 50 or more, has congregated near City Hall. They're surrounding the building. Police and guard are inside. defending the position. The infected seem to be coordinating somehow, moving together, acting with more organization than we've seen before. That's terrifying. If they're capable of group behavior, of coordinated action, they're more dangerous than we thought. Authorities are requesting additional units to respond to City Hall. It's becoming a siege situation. It's 9:09 p.m. The power grid is failing across large sections of the city. The skyline that should be bright with lights is dark in patches. Whole neighborhoods without electricity. Our station is on backup generators. We're okay for now. But if fuel runs out, we go dark too. Sarah's rationing our supplies. We have food for maybe 3 days, water for 2. After that, we'll need resupply, or we're in trouble. But resupply means someone has to venture out, has to risk exposure, has to navigate a city full of infected. I don't know if anyone will come. I don't know if we can ask anyone to take that risk. It's 9:34 p.m., and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm scared, really scared. This morning, I woke up thinking it would be a normal Monday. Traffic reports, weather updates, maybe some interesting news stories. Now I'm locked in a radio station, watching a city collapse, watching people die, watching civilization crumble in real time. And I don't know if we're going to make it through this. I don't know if anyone is, but I'm going to keep broadcasting, keep talking, keep being that voice in the darkness for as long as I can. Because maybe that matters. Maybe it helps someone. Maybe it makes a difference. It's 9:58 p.m. 10 hours of curfew down. 8 to go until dawn. We can make it 8 more hours. We have to. Stay safe out there. Lock your doors. Keep the lights off. Don't make noise. And stay tuned to WKTR 101.5. We're here with you. Through the darkness. Through the fear. Through whatever comes next. This is Marcus Webb. And we're going to survive this. Somehow.